And welcome back, this is Scuba with more Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 1. I'm joined, as always, by my timed-out squad of Junior, Ziggy, and Momo. We got Chaos, KOS-MOS, and Shion with us, but nobody is really important. What is important is the timer stopped. I maxed it out. Once again, this was legitimate. When we last left off, we were in the card passport. This time, we're going to go back to the casino passport. I have to stand in the right position first. I have gotten the last promo card pack, which is promo card pack Q. Now, I've been lied to many, many times as I played this game. And I'm sure that even as I went through the Let's Play, I didn't catch some of the lies that happened. But promo card pack Q has been the biggest lie out of anything. I never found the correct answer for this. But in order to make PM card Q show up here in the casino, the trigger is not that you beat Protodora. The trigger is not that you save at the final save point like somebody else told me. It is not that you defeat the enemies on the elevator, that long elevator ride that somebody else told me. None of those worked for me. This last time, that's 3 times I had to go into Pro Merkaba trying to get this promo card pack. The 4th time that I went in, I will admit, I got all the cutscenes that happen in Proto Merkaba. I had skipped those previously, and I did clear out the segment address store number 6, I think it was, that I honestly forgot had something useful in it. So I went and got that this time. If you ask me, though, the real trigger to get this unlocked, let me just buy it. The real trigger to get that unlocked is the final voice-acted cutscene. Now, that happens before the elevator ride, before the final save point. It is in a room with 3... oh, God, I can't remember the Gnosis names. But they're the ones that have, like, this halo around their neck. And they have long arms and swords. There's 3 of those guys. It's right before an elevator that takes you down to the final save point. There's a big room in there. You go in there, and Momo has this cutscene about Pro Merkaba and how it's built for her and all that kind of stuff. That would, in my opinion, be the trigger to get the final promo card pack. With that done, I have completed my card collection. I don't know if I have 3 of every card, but I have at least 1 of every card. So let's open the final pack. This is the only one that I got, PM card pack Q. Open it, and it gives you Protodora. HP of 8, attack of 10, ballistic. I mean, this is a damn good card. You can only play 1 of these cards on the field. This card attacks every other battle phase. The attacks of this card penetrate. I mean, everything about this is a damn good card. I will not be using it, though. I have a completely different deck build. Is there, like, background? Yeah, I can change the background. We might as well look at it. There are a few different ones that they have. It's hard to make out most of them almost all the time. But they are pictures that more or less you probably have seen before if you've done any research on the game. I'm just going to do an exhibition. Actually, no. Before I do that, let's look at the cards. I'm going to go over these really quickly. I'm not going to go over stats and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of showing off what we do have. This one in particular, though, I will focus on Swimsuit Shion and Swimsuit Momo. We get to it. These are promo cards that you can only win by getting a victory in the tournament, which means you have to win 5 times in a row. It only took me a few times when I was actually paying attention to do it. When I was trying to do something else while doing it, I wasn't very good at the game. But when you get it, it's good. It's not great. What are you gonna do? Ziggy, you know, they're good cards. They're not bad cards, but, well, you know, to each build comes pros and cons to each of these cards. Of course, just like any other game, you have to level them up. Swimsuit Momo here, of course, is an upgrade from level 1 Momo, so if you want to use that, that's fine, I guess. This one actually doesn't even cost anything. That's weird. But I don't think you can just... Yeah, you can't upgrade them, the swimsuit ones, to the level 10s, which is really the purpose of that, I would say, is to have the level 1s out there so you can upgrade to this. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe that's just me. So I do have a complete set of cards, like I said. Albedo's in it, Hammer's in it. I didn't want to do this earlier on because there are cards that are definitely spoilers. Outside of the 2 promo cards that I did show off, the swimsuits, everything here can be obtained in the booster packs. Now, it took me a long time to get all the cards. I probably had to purchase around 75 of each of the promo, or not the promo cards, the booster packs. 75 of Booster 1, 75 of Booster 2, but I purchased 99, but it was probably around 75 that I actually needed, and you just massively open those up. And then you get every card in the game. And then you actually can get some money back whenever you already have 3 of a certain card. They just sell the rest back to you. You sell the cards, I should say, and they give you, I think it's like 5 gold, 5G per card. I'll be going over my deck in a bit, but as you can see, there's lots of cards. Not very many in terms of collectible card games. I'm told that, you know, when they launch a new card game, it's typically around 300 to 400 cards, and this game only has, I believe, 148. It's 140 something. So not very many cards in terms of collectible card games, but in my mind, this is a lot of cards. You know, you can go a lot of different routes. You can go the mech build, you can go a Gnosis build. I heard that Gnosis builds by themselves don't work that great. You want Gnosis and mech combination. There's weapons so that you can upgrade certain characters. I won't be using any of these. My deck is actually very basic, and I'll link the person that listed the deck in the description. He put it in a FAQ, so I'll put that in there in the description so you guys can check out some of the other builds that he recommends. I just went for the first one because it sounded the one that I really understood the most and really makes the game go a lot faster. I mean, look at this. 3rd armament. That's late game KOS-MOS, you know what I mean? We never saw that early in the game. So, granted it's a promo card, but still, I mean, we're looking at spoilers, you know, throughout the game. Maybe you don't understand why Virgil would have all these special abilities against Realians, and, you know, who the hell's Margulis? I don't remember when they actually let you do the card game, how far you are in the story, but definitely Testament was not in the story yet. Wilhelm, like, definitely his name wasn't in there. Testament, I don't even know. Yeah, we did go over his name in the database, but I don't think anybody ever said it out loud. I mean, all the characters are brought forward, which is always nice. Yeah, I even got Tony Allen. Yeah, I should... No, Allen's not that great. What do you want me to say? Move 1 card on the battlefield to the standby. Basically, you put Allen in and you go, don't hit me! Of course that happens. Now I'll be going over what all the stats mean and all that kind of stuff as we keep going. Yeah, Zohar Emulator, that would have been a spoiler. Now we're in the Gnosis, kobolds, goblins. These are all hand-drawn as opposed to the other ones, which were the CG sprites. It's kind of weird how that works. It would have been a spoiler to say that the Gnosis, you have to discard a human in order to play in its place, because we didn't find that out until Cherenkov, really. You know, in the cathedral ship, that the Gnosis are somehow related to humans. We don't really know how still, but, you know, even knowing that would have been kind of weird. The fairy, oh, look at the Minotaur. Looks damn good, doesn't it? The problem with the Gnosis builds is that you do need a lot of humans, and humans, by and large, are not very good cards. That's the real problem with the Gnosis build. And for the record, there was the Unicorn. That was the last thing that I got, and it took me forever to get one. I probably still don't have 3 of those, but those things are insane. You can see, though, just for the record, the little purple teardrop looking thing, that's the symbol for Gnosis. The green human shaped thing is a symbol for humans. If it's a Realian, it's got a little plus sign, and I think it's a grayed out human. Sanctuary ship, that Kirschwasher, I mean, that's a huge spoiler, I would say. You know, maybe you don't know what it is, but knowing that it exists would be kind of a spoiler, I would say. Actually, this isn't bad. Oh, he doesn't attack. Never mind. Never mind. He's not that great. Now we're back into event cards. I do use Miyuki's emails a lot. We'll go over those later. That's what a Cure-All looks like. Curry, of course. Gnosis do not like Curry. Yeah, revives 1 downed card. That is always good, except never, because it's kind of a waste of a card. Biospheres. That is a fancy-looking tent. Got a supply ship. I mean, this is a really in-detailed game, I would say, and I think they put a lot of effort into it. What does this do? 1 battle card to the standby area. Once again, don't hit me right now. It's not really going to do much. We'll go over it because I do understand the game a lot better than I did before. So I'll try to go over the rules a little bit more, some of the strategies that you want to implement, and all that kind of stuff. Hey, at least they didn't name Nephilim in the card game, the mysterious girl. That is a complicated thing. I think this actually works. Yeah, I've actually seen this card before, and I block it every time I can. Total attack amount of your hand attack cards on the battlefield, and that's all recovered to your deck. I mean, that's a powerful card. This one is not. Mary and Shelley, they don't get to attack. They're an event only, which is kind of weird how that works out. What makes them an event as opposed to characters, I don't know. But what are you going to do? Destroy 1 situation card. That's good for mechs. The little screw is for mechs. Premonition of Gnosis? There we go. Dragon Skull. God, that thing looks awesome. But it only destroy... Well, actually, that's pretty good, but you lose a card to use it. An Expulsion Order. I don't remember that character being on screen, but that was a long time ago. Article 4, Paragraph 13. This is a really intense card if you have Realians heavy in your deck, like I do. So I have to block this every time. For every Realian remaining after the enemy's adjust phase, inflicts 6 damage to the enemy's deck. Sometimes I'll have like 3 or 4 Realians on the battlefield at a time. So, I mean, that could kill me real damn fast. I do not like that card. A lot of these work for both players, though. That is something that I must say I noticed. It's not purely just attack the other characters. Oh, that's a nice looking revive. It's not always just destroy a certain character on the other side. It's always do something to both players, and you better hope it just doesn't apply to your attackers and that kind of stuff. Weird. Why would I ever risk that? Weird. I haven't looked at some of these cards because, like I said, I've never done it before. I just kind of went for my build. X-Buster, that would have been a spoiler as well. Both players, once again, hits everybody. Why would I do that? Down 1 battle card. That can happen through a regular attack sometimes. Inflict 1 damage. Why would I waste all that time for 1 damage? Doesn't make sense to me, but like I said, I am no expert on these kind of games whatsoever. I've really only played Yu-Gi-Oh! on video games, and I think I played like 2 or 3 games of Pokemon cards. I had Pokemon cards, but I didn't have a good deck by any means. I was more about collecting them because of the damn propaganda, gotta catch them all, than anything else. I did play, I think, 1 game of Magic using somebody else's deck, so really I have no idea how to do these games normally. I understand the general concepts a lot, but when it comes to specifics, I'm at a loss. It's kind of like the MOBA games. Actually, I remember this scene. That was a good scene. Way back when we started the game. We're down to situation cards. These usually last for a while, except for this one. This effects last one turn and then the card's discarded, but what happens a lot is that you will just leave these out there forever. It works out really well for me because I have one situation card in particular that I use in my deck. Once again, we'll get there. The Damarung, that is a situation, and once again, that is real late game for something that you could get. Once again, promo, so I don't know exactly when you could get it, but I think you could get it before you actually see the Damarung. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that is one of the reasons I didn't want to do this up front. Another reason being that it's money heavy and it relies on you having a good deck. So when I went in with the starter pack, I got my ass kicked, as you might imagine. Nosify. That's something that you could get from the beginning of the game because it's just uncommon. That is, that's a huge spoiler for me. You know what I mean? That you can actually become a Gnosis. That's a spoiler. There's a mysterious scroll again. Once again, thank God they didn't put a real name in there. A lot of good situations. Sorry, I went through that one a little fast. A lot of good situations in here, but overall, I don't use a lot of them. The situations I don't necessarily like that much because, yeah, like this one. 3 damage is inflicted on one battle card on the battlefield when this card is discarded. So it's a one-time use. It costs you 2 cards. You know, it's weird. This is the one that I love to use. Waste money. It gives you an additional card when you draw. I love it. We'll be going over why I love that later. But yeah, that's the one. Love it. Phenomenon change, once again with the Zohar. That's the original one, not the emulator. We got the Rhine Maiden, which is a promo, so hopefully they didn't give that out before you actually saw the Rhine Maiden. The enemy's deck takes 4 damage at the cost of 2 cards of yours. Sometimes these cards sound really, really powerful, but they're at such a high cost that they're just not worth it. And you'll see that philosophy throughout my deck is, why go through all this trouble when I can just do something simple? D-triple-S. That was really early in the game, and I don't remember that scene at all. Looks very nice, though. There's the people not in the goo, like they explained in the database. And then the override code. Damn you, Virgil. Okay, so those are all the cards that you can get in the game. As you can see, it actually says complete for me. I'm very happy about that. It actually gave me a little memento saying, hey, you did it. That was weird.